What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. So we got some celebrity news. So Tina Knowles Lawson, aka Beyonce's mama, has filed for divorce from actor Richard Lawson, right? Y'all know Richard Lawson. He's an actor, but also y'all know his daughter, Bianca Lawson. She was in, I seen her in Say the Last Dance. She was a little ghetto girl up in there. She was fine though. Beautiful girl though. Still is, still looks great. But that's her father, Richard Lawson, right? And I'm not surprised that this divorce is coming at all. I actually felt like I knew it was going to be coming. The reason why I say that is that some years back, I saw them do a Black Love interview, right? And in the interview, Tina Lawson is talking about how, I guess in the likes of her coming off of a divorce to Matthew Knowles or whatever, right? And she's talking about how she's this bombshell of a woman. She's this great woman, so on and so forth. And she was looking for a guy with certain attributes and characteristics. So, I'm paraphrasing, right? And she said how Richard Lawson, he fit a lot of those attributes of things that she was looking for. She was like, even though he's not perfect, right? She said, even though he's not perfect. And then he says, I'm not perfect, baby. Basically, I'm not perfect. And she says, no, right? Almost with like an eye roll and everything. And I'm like, well, damn. And the way Richard Lawson looked after that brother looked like he was embarrassed. He looked hurt. He looked uncomfortable. He looked like he looked like his feelings were hurt in a major way. But he had to just sit and do the interview, right? And people were like, well, she's telling the truth. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. That's true. But it was her tone, the way she said it. No. Right? As if like, man, I can't wait to tell y'all the shit he be doing at home. I can't wait to tell y'all how much he annoys me. Right? She wanted us to know he has certain things to work on ASAP, like almost. The way she gave that off. Because a lot of times it's not what you say, it's how you say it. She know. And how she looked with it, her tone. I don't know, man. It's like she rolled her eyes in an annoying manner to let us know she was like almost annoyed with his imperfection. Right? She answered in an ugly way. And to me, the way he looked after that, it almost like emasculated him. You know what I mean? And again, nobody's perfect. That is correct. That's true. But it's the way you say it, right? She could have phrased it and worded it in a different way to where he could have, it could have made him look better, right? She could have said, he has some flaws, but we all do, right? But he's perfect for me. She could have worded it like that. You know what I mean? She started talking about how she this bombshell, like she's this amazing woman, as if she's perfect and he's not. That's the problem. She's started talking about how great of a woman she is, alluding to her being perfect and he's not. And that's the issue. And even if your person has some imperfections, it's a way to talk about it in public and not to talk about it, right? Certain things you shouldn't say or you shouldn't say or do in public to embarrass your significant other. Because I guarantee you, if he would have embarrassed her like that, everybody would have been like, oh my God, he's so wrong for hurting her feelings. He's so wrong. That's terrible to do her like that. All of that, right? You know what I mean? They would have been I'm telling y'all, they would have been going at his head, especially because she's Beyonce's mama. And y'all know how the internet and the Beehive get down about Beyonce and her whole family tree. You know what I mean? And what's crazy is that how she came across the way she did, Beyonce mama got this nice, nasty aura about her to me. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The woman that will talk crazy about you, that will say some real snark, sassy, real type of like snark and mean-spirited stuff, but still hide it behind words like pumpkin and sugar. Call you pumpkin and all of that, but say some stuff that could be real. She comes across like that to me. And I've seen her in several interviews where she comes across like she's trying to be super stern all the time. And it's kind of puzzling to me because when she was with Matthew Knowles, she was this meek and quiet woman. She was quiet as a church mouse, really meek. Never thought to tell Matthew Knowles about himself publicly at all. And Matthew had 2 babies on her. She never thought to address Matthew and about his flaws and his faults. She never thought to say that. But now you get with Richard Lawson and you do that. Why do that now? And I'm thinking she probably trying to compensate for how she was treated in her first marriage. And she tried to say, oh, I ain't going to, her defense mechanism, I ain't going to never go through that again. So let me just jump out right and say stuff that I probably wanted to say to Matthew Knowles I'm gonna say it to Richard Lawson right now. I'm gonna say it to Richard Lawson. That's an issue though, because Richard Lawson ain't got nothing to do with what went on in the past, right? Again, man, I think too, another problem is Richard Lawson seemed to be much more into Tina Knowles than she is into him. And again, we don't know this. I'm on the outside looking in, right? So don't come on my channel. You don't know what they got going on. Of course, I don't fucking know. Nobody knows, right? But I'm just giving you my observations. I went and I did a little research, like Lil Reese say, do some research, right? Shout out to my man Lil Reese from Chicago. But anyway, I went and did some research. He been knowing Tina Knowles. He first met her while she was pregnant with Beyonce, right? And he described it as she was being. He described it as her being the most beautiful woman he's ever seen when she was pregnant and married, and he was married himself to Bianca Lawson's mother, right? What was her name, man? One of the something Gordy, I forgot, right? From the Gordy family. But anyway, he was describing Tina Knowles as somebody he was like the most gorgeous woman he had ever seen while she was pregnant. Years go on, and he met her through a friend, and he maintains being her friend, and I think Richard did that in hopes of one day having some type of romantic kindling with some type of romantic relationship with her one day, right? He like, listen, she's married, I can't do nothing, I'm married, but I'm gonna stay her friend in hopes that one day, hey, something could possibly happen with us if all goes wrong, right? If all falters. He got divorced many, many years ago. She got divorced some years ago after that, and they maintained their friendship. Even Tina Knowles even said that he was friends with Matthew Knowles, with her ex-husband. He became cool and friendly with him. You know what I mean? So he trying to hang on and be around her for the longest in hopes of getting that chance. I want a chance. I want a chance with this woman. Please, Lord, let me get a chance with her. Please, please, please. So they say, Tina Knowles say, she was on the phone and she was describing, a guy that she liked, what type of guy she's looking for after her divorce. She's on the phone with Richard Lawson, talking about what she's looking for after her divorce, what type of man she wants. She wants this, she wants that, a spiritual guy, a guy that's this and that is of God, and he's this and he's that. And Richard Lawson said, what about me? Right? And then Beyonce mama go and say, first she was like, oh, hell no. First, I don't know if it's because she felt like Richard was some playboy. I don't know what she said it for. Right? Well, that's a bad sign. When you basically say, what about me? And the girl say, oh, hell no. Right? That's indicating to me that she really don't want to be bothered with you like that. Either she sees some red flags that she's concerned about, or I don't think it was no red flags. I think she probably maybe wasn't just really into Richard all the way like he was into her. He been waiting for years to try to get with that woman. I don't think that was the case with her, man. She wasn't really stunned Richard. She probably thought he was a nice looking guy. He was a nice person, but I don't think she was stunned Richard Lawson like that. But he was, he was on her. And so then she said, well, I guess she said, after saying hell no, she said, I'll give him a chance, right? And so Richard, at that point, she gave him a chance, and I believe Richard became the rebound guy. I believe he became the rebound guy for Tina Knowles. Again, I don't believe Richard Lawson was Tina Knowles' first choice, right? But she settled, and she eventually began to tolerate Richard Lawson. You know what I mean? Because he was a nice guy, and he had some qualities that checked her boxes. You know what I mean? But he wasn't her guy, the guy for her. He was a rebound guy to kind of get over that marriage. So she looked for something the complete opposite of Matthew Knowles, but she probably wants somebody that has the same type of characteristics as Matthew Knowles, right? I'm not saying they're cheating and making a baby, but he probably got a little dog in him a little bit, right? You know what I mean? And a little, I don't know, a little strong passion and fire in him maybe that Richard Lawson maybe lacked, because he seemed like to be a smooth, real cool, calm, and collected individual, but he probably is passionate about her. He loves her, but he may have lacked a certain fire that she probably is used to. But she wanted to get away from it because Matthew Knowles went and had babies on her, was in, a lot of infidelity and all of that. And something, I'm like, man, something got to be going on with with Matthew Knowles, because he be pulling young shorties. He, got these girls he had babies with and shit. You like, but again, he Beyonce daddy, so it ain't that goddamn hard. You got money, so it ain't that damn hard. But nonetheless, man, Richard was chasing her for years and admiring her as a friend and all of that. And eventually she got out of that little whatever. Hey, you know, okay, I'll give you a chance. And she probably like, man, I don't really like dude like that. I don't really like him like that. He ain't the one for me. He don't ignite that fire in her the way maybe Matthew Knowles did, and why their marriage lasted for a long time, even after infidelity. You know, and probably the kids did it too. But I think maybe Matthew may have lit a fire in her that Richard Lawson doesn't do. You know, and that's a lesson. And that's what I say with men. I can never be a man. I can't be the man that a woman gives a chance to. Just give me a chance. I'll prove it to you. Just give me a chance. I'm not a man. I can't be the man that your friends have to convince to date, right? Your friends got to convince you to date me. Oh, I think he's a really nice guy. I think y'all will look cute together. Oh man, I think you should give him a shot. I think you should go for it. I think you never know. Things could come good from this. You should give it a chance. I don't never want to be the man like that your friends got to convince. I want to be the man that you walk into a room and you see me come in that room and you say, that's him right there. I need him. That's the one I want right there. That's how that shit gonna last. Because that woman wants you. She chose you. She spotted you out and said, that's the one for me. Because listen, man, somebody in my comments, I made a video talking about Sexy Red and talking about how she has an attraction to street dudes because they bring excitement or whatever. And the dude said, well, you know, humans, we're animals still, right? And animals look for certain people who have a certain like a alpha type quality in them, so on and so forth. I hate to use the word alpha male type shit. A lot of dudes use that shit and don't know what the fuck it is. They think it's being mean and being overly aggressive all the fucking time. You can be cool, calm, and collected and still be alpha in general, right? But he was like, you know, we're animalistic in nature. And, you know, a lot of times people, in so many words, like they want the woman species, she wants the dude that's, you know, the alpha or whatever, and has those qualities of being dominant in certain ways. And most of the time the female she gonna spot them out and choose them, right? And if that woman don't choose you, her friends got to choose you. She got to ponder on it. That's a problem. That's a bad sign. Women know who they want, right? Even if they feel like you some trouble or you might be a little headache, they gonna still give you play. They ain't gonna say hell no at the prospect of dating you. Now, because they know, hey, I like this dude. He maybe got some shit with him. He may like, women might like him and they be on him, but I want him. I like him. Regardless of all that shit, you may be a dude that's known to be a womanizer. They got a lot of women. She's still gonna say he a womanizer, but damn, I want him. That wasn't what happened with Richard Lawson. With Tina Knowles looked at Richard Lawson. She just felt like he was a nice guy and I'll give him a chance. And that's why it didn't last. You got to be with a woman who pick you and choose you too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And this is I think it eventually got to where it was in that interview. Because I think Richard Lawson tolerated her microaggressions for way too long. When she doing stuff like that, the way she checked him in an interview, no. And then like rolled her eyes almost like, what the fuck? Like she basically telling the world she don't fuck with a lot of stuff about you. In so many words, you far from perfect and she's perfect, but you ain't. How she bigged herself up, how she this bombshell amazing woman, and you had a lot of great qualities all in you. A lot of great qualities, she said, but she said, no, he's not perfect. No. Like, damn, it's a lot of shit that you probably do that disgust her. That's how it came across. She wouldn't have done that or came across like that in the public eye if you would have checked her at the gate, even before marrying her. Because she done that before, right? The problem was Richard Lawson probably stayed quiet about it, hoping that you know, basically her spirit would be settled and it would calm down and everything would work through their marriage, right? Basically hoping that, hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. Eventually she probably will calm down after we grow together and we see, hey, this is not gonna get us nowhere doing this, then the third. But that is never how that works. I'm sorry, y'all. A lot of women are bred to try to push the line and see how far they can go with you. A lot of them are. Not all of them, but a lot of them are bred to see how far they can go with you. See what they can do and what they can't do. And if you let them do too much, they'll start trying to run over you. They'll start doing what they want to do, talking to you any type of way. You got to check that. It's never going to get checked or resolved by you being quiet and not saying nothing about it. Because she didn't show signs of those microaggressions before. I've seen how she comes across in certain interviews, man. You know what I mean? And this is the thing, man. When I look at this and the dynamic between them, I always feel like now, when she dated Richard Lawson, and everybody trying to show, I guess a reason for why Tina Knowles is, because she divorced him. She's divorcing him. They like, well, look at his likes on the Twitter feed. He likes porn, all these videos of people fucking. Do y'all know how many older men love watching porn? My daddy do cable. Them old men that been faithful for their wife for the longest of time or love their wife, love her to death. They want them channels to watch that porn because they like that shit. Now, porn is not good for men. I made a video talking about how it's not good for us for a lot of different reasons. Erectile dysfunction, how it makes you lazy after you get off and you just sitting around not doing nothing. Like young people, it makes you non-productive. But a lot of older men like porn. Men in general like porn. So the fuck what? That ain't cheating. Trying to find any reason. Oh, when they had this little interaction one time, he cursed. Because she was imitating how he said something and making fun of how he pronounced something. And he cursed like, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it don't, he didn't say whatever the fuck it is. He said, it don't matter what the word is because she gonna fuck it up anyway because she country. However you pronounce it. But they were just joking and kidding and loving. They trying to make him seem like, give a reason for why Tina Knowles divorced him because it's Beyonce mama and we got to protect her at all costs because Beyonce mama can do no wrong and she's this ultimate perfect person. I seen how she got that nice, nasty aura on her in interviews, man. A woman that will be mean and snarky the moment you don't agree with her or what she wants you to do. And then all while calling you sugar and pumpkin and baby. So, nah, man, it's not surprising. Tina Lawson was never into... Yeah, man, like I was saying, Tina Knowles Lawson, she was never really into Richard Lawson the way he was into her. And again, women don't like this because women always say they always tell each other, y'all got to find a man that's into you more than you into him. And I think sometimes they could be a problem. Y'all got to be equally yoked. Y'all got to be equally yoked. As a man, you can't be more into your woman than she is into you. Because sometimes, I'm telling you, sometimes it's bred for that woman to be like, hey, she could just start talking to you however. Because she ain't really into you like that. And it can work the same way for women, vice versa, right? Dating a man, you more into him than he is into you. And he start running you over, doing whatever he want to do. You got to be equally yoked with that person. And I don't think these two individuals, Richard Lawson and Tina Knowles Lawson, I don't think they were equally yoked at all. You had a man who had a crush. He was admiring for such a long time. He was waiting for his chance. He got that chance. She gave him the chance simply because she was going through heartbreak. She was trying to rebound and get over that. So she gave him a shot. And ultimately, eventually, after she gave him that shot, it led to marriage. And she figured out somewhere in that marriage, I ain't really into him like this. What the hell? What am I doing? I'm not really feeling him like that. I want a dude that has similar characteristics that lights a fire in me the way Matthew Knowles did. Who knows? Who'll be shocked? You'd be shocked they get back together, her and Matthew Knowles. Don't be shocked, y'all. I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean? Sure. So, I don't know. Richard seems to be real mild-mannered, cool, calm individual. And we don't know these people. I'm just giving these assumptions. But he seems to be that way. And sometimes when you super mild-mannered, like I'm real mild-mannered and chill. But sometimes, you know, some people mistake that as not you not having fire. And he's all about her for sure. He seemed to be all into her. I just don't think she was into him like that, man. I really don't. I really don't. I think she wanted a different type of look, a different type of whatever from a man. Again, a man that probably got some aggressiveness in him in certain ways, or a certain fire, a certain dog in him in certain ways. And not even just aggressiveness being mean or mean-spirited. I don't know. Maybe Miss Tina wanted a different way, even in intimacy. You know what I mean? Richard might be a dude that's real, I don't know, real smooth and loving, and maybe she used to, I don't know, you know, some wild type stuff. Who knows, right? But I just think she was never really into him like that, and that's a problem. You know, you got to be equally yoked with a person for y'all bond to really grow and expound and to stay strong. The moment y'all, one liking each other more, one liking the other more than the other person is, it starts to get, the lines start getting blurred and crossed and things get messy and divorce happens, like what happens with this. Because ultimately you probably was tolerating the person you settled instead of going for who you really, really wanted to be with. I'm out.